So to me, I think that therapy is open to everyone.
I feel that therapy is useful to a certain extent. I don't know much about therapy because I've never been to one, but I feel that there are some people who have some mental inner struggle. They do need some good advices to guide them through their lives. But yeah, then that will be the helpful part. But ultimately, they really need themselves to pull themselves out of the difficult situation that they are in, right? So it's a combination of effort between the therapist and them.
I think just one word. So I mean, to me, therapy is raw. I mean, it takes time for you to reach that stage, but if you know, like when you reach that stage, you kind of know that, okay, this is what I'm here for. I think part of being in therapy is being uncomfortable, and along the way, like I think what should happen is the therapist should help you uncover things that you never knew about yourself. I think only through like facing these very raw aspects of yourself can you find how you can grow as a person.
So I think that many people has this conception that you have to have some sort of like problem to go and seek therapy, and that like when we seek therapy, it means that you're ill, or like people carry some sort of like negative connotations to it. But honestly, therapy, I feel, is not that. Maybe like people used to think about that, but I feel like now therapy has evolved to just a platform and a space for you to communicate with someone you feel like is professional enough or mature enough to be able to guide you through your thoughts when you're confused, or when you feel like everything is complicated and complex and you just need someone. Yeah, so I think that therapy is really open to anyone. It doesn't mean like if you seek therapy, it doesn't mean that like you necessarily have to have like some, like to be diagnosed with a mental disorder, or like to have any sort of like mental health distress. But it's really just a platform for you to go and try to just talk to someone when you need someone to talk to.
I think it is a medium in which you are able to sort of reflect upon, I guess, a lot of the experiences that you might have had in terms of both your good and bad experiences and how they have sort of interweaved into your own story and your own journey. Yeah.
Therapy is a safe space. So I've had friends who had encountered difficulties, and while I tried to give my support to them, I also understand that sometimes they need a professional avenue to speak out their mind, because they are afraid that I don't understand what they feel. And while I've never really encountered any mental struggles, because I think I'm quite fortunate, but my friends have put a lot of stress on themselves in academics and in their CCA life. So I've understood from them that when they seek therapy, they feel much safer talking to an adult about their issues, and they feel that they can open up about their problems without feeling judged.
When you go to see a therapist, usually like you will have some things that are bothering you, and these things are probably not something that's very easy to like solve. I guess cannot really solve lah, but it probably is something that's very difficult and very challenging for you lah. So I feel like it's a long process of meeting the therapist and then like trying to work things out with them, tell them whatever you're going through, and then probably form like an action plan or something so that you can like make yourself feel better over time lah. So I think this whole process of adjustment probably takes quite long.
I feel like a preconceived notion that people have of therapy right now is that you just go to therapy and it just solves all of your problems, which is not true. Therapy is hard work. I think therapy is also hard work because it pushes you to identify things that are going wrong because of things that you are doing and because of bad habits that you already have. And so I think in that sense, therapy is hard work because it is to help you work on yourself.
So I've been to 2 sessions of therapy, but it's not in Singapore. I did it in Macau. So my personal experience is that it's quite slow in general because that person have to get to know you first. You have to express how you feel. You have to give like a huge background information to your parents, your friends, your social life. etc. So the whole process is very slow, and it really depends where you go, and is it a government one, is it a private one, and sometimes it can take months for like each session. So for me, it's really slow. But
I think it's been positive, definitely, in the sense where you are really able to, in some ways, change some of the patterns that you might have had that are not as ideal, or some things that you want to work on. So I think it's generally been quite positive.
I think the hardest was just taking the first step. Dude, the inertia is crazy. Like, I literally had to have someone drag me to therapy to even start going to therapy. I've been to about 2. So the first time I did it, I spoke with a school counselor who told me to go to the polyclinic to get a referral to IMH, and then IMH referred me again to a psychologist who did my diagnosis. At that point, because the process was so long, that I felt very jaded, and I came out of that afterwards. And then the second one was actually in UCS, the University Counseling Services. So for that one, it was interesting because the therapist was like this nice old lady, and then like even though it wasn't like you, I mean your therapist is not your friend, you know. It's not like necessarily that you have to vibe with them, but I guess like being able to express yourself and for them to understand also on their end is very important, I feel. And for that part, I felt like sometimes when the things I said, she didn't really understand what I meant. So then, in that sense, it got lost in translation. Yeah. So yeah, there was that. She also moved away after a while, so that's hard. So yeah, therapy is hard work. I mean, like it's like literally finding someone that, finding a licensed professional that works for you.
Definitely give it a consider. It's like you are sick, then why don't you want to see a doctor? To me, it's a very straightforward thing. It might be like hard to approach at first, but I feel like the rewards are very huge lah. And because it's so intangible, like it's not like physical illnesses where you can see like your wounds healing over time. I think why some people could be afraid is because they find it hard to quantify how well they have recovered. So, but just take the leap of faith and give it a shot.
As a friend, of course, I would do whatever I could to encourage them. But sometimes what they need is more than just encouragement. If you want to go for a therapist, right, it's a long-term treatment. There's no magic therapist who can just like let you feel happy about everything just in one session.
There's a lot of studies and all that to show that therapy is quite useful, or at least for some people lah. So I think that that's always something that people can try. Like it's one of the options that they can go for.
I think you should just give it a chance. Yeah, because you never know what works, and if you do find something that works for you, it's gonna be an increase in your quality of life, which I think is like, I mean, we all take risks, right? And I think that's a risk you will have to take in order to achieve bettering yourself. So yeah.